Alec Kovalevsky, your instructor for irrigation and drainage here. And the goal of this short video is to provide you a quick introduction into the course and talk about the material we'll be covering and what items will be due for the next 6 weeks. Okay, so irrigation and drainage, and my objectives as the instructor for this are to teach you how to solve the physics associated with irrigation and drainage systems. We're also going to dissect and identify components of an irrigation and drainage system. I'll show you how to conduct an irrigation audit and then assess audit results to determine irrigation uniformity. We'll also talk about analyzing and explaining the effects of soil physical properties and environmental conditions on irrigation and drainage. And finally, we'll work on identifying methods for improving irrigation and drainage. So that's the objectives of the course. To do this, we've got 6 weeks. There is 2 exams per week for a total of 12 exams. So when I say exams, these are short exams, 5 questions per each exam. The questions are worth 1 point each, so that 6 weeks, 2 exams per week, and 5 questions per exam totals up to 60 points over the next 6 weeks on irrigation and drainage material. All of these exams are available the first day of class and they're due the last day of class. So you can do this as fast or as slow as you want, keeping in mind that they're all due the last day of class. There's no time limit on the exams and you can do unlimited attempts. So if you get a bad score, you can do it again and keep taking the quiz till you get, or the exam till you get the best grade possible. Okay, so for the class to pass it and get a certificate in irrigation and drainage, you need to get a 72%, which is 42 out of 60. Okay, so on the right here, this is what your home screen looks like. And if you click here on the Start Here button, it'll take you to the course overview. Okay, so if you click on Start Here, it'll take you to this screen here, which is the course overview, which is where you can find this course overview video that you're watching. You can also download the syllabus, which is an outline of the material I just talked about on the previous slide, the course objectives, the point structure for the course, and also in that syllabus you'll see a breakdown of the lectures, field videos, and sample equations that I'll be showing you throughout the term here. Okay, when you're preparing for the weekly exams, I would focus on the lectures. Okay, so focus on the lecture material when you're preparing for those weekly exams. If you were to click on a weekly module, so if you clicked on week 1, it would look a lot like this. So on the left over here, you see the different material you're supposed to work on for a week. So in week 1, we'll be watching a lecture on the centrifugal pump. You can also download a PDF of that lecture so you can take notes on the PDF while you're watching the lecture on centrifugal pump. There is also a field video. So in that example, we go out to the field and we look at a centrifugal pump, at Oregon State University. I've also got some sample equations related to pumps and horsepower and pressure and flow, etc. Okay, so that's all the material that's included in exam 1 for week 1. In week 1, we'll also have exam 2. So remember, there's 2 exams per week and a handful of material that goes with each exam. But again, the most important thing to focus on studying is the lecture material when preparing for a weekly exam. So exam 2 for week 1, we're going to have a field video on pressure and gallons per minute. We're then going to have a lecture video on valves, and again, you can download the lecture to take notes with it as you work your way through the material. There will also be a field video on a demonstration of wiring a diaphragm valve. Okay, so after you look at the weekly material, the lectures, the field videos, the sample calculations, again with a focus or emphasis on the lectures, Then down here as instructed, after you finish the weekly material, you're going to go to the weekly exams. You click the next button on the bottom right here, and that'll take you to the weekly exam. Okay, and here's our first example of a weekly exam here. You see the due dates. You see that it's available first day of class, due the last day of class. It's got unlimited attempts. And the material here on this exam, again, is lecture 1. The most important thing being the lectures to focus on when studying for these exams. Okay, you click on this black button to take the quiz. The questions will come up and you can get started. And again, you can do this as many times as you want to get the best grade possible. Okay, another thing I would like to show you for this course is if you come over here and look at the things listed in the far left column here. If you click on this link to the Zoom, you will see a schedule of Zoom meetings that we have for the class. So we'll be having 6 optional question and answer Zoom meetings throughout the 6 week period of the term. So once a week, I'll be available for a half an hour to talk about anything you want related to this class, irrigation and drainage, or turfgrass management for that matter. So any questions you have on irrigation or turfgrass management, you can talk to me here once a week using the Zoom link, and you'll see the time and date listed for that meeting. And I encourage you to join as many of these Zoom meetings as you can for irrigation and drainage. Okay, so that wraps up our overview for the 6-week course here. Remember, you have 2 exams per week, 12 exams total, and they're each 5 points, which totals up to 60 points for the term. You need to get 70% or better to get the certificate in irrigation and drainage. All of that material is due the first day of class, or is available the first day of class and due the last day of class. And you can take multiple attempts on each exam. The highest grade is the one that we record. Okay, and again, I encourage you to join us once a week for the Zoom question and answer session. And I'll be sending out announcements through Canvas about that. So you should be getting notes in Canvas about our scheduled weekly Zoom meetings. Okay, hope to talk with you all soon. Have a great time with irrigation and drainage, and we'll check you later.